Imagine this. You've spent months researching universities, perfecting your application, and dreaming of a new life in Canada. You see yourself walking across a vibrant campus, meeting friends from around the world, and building a future full of possibilities. But then, reality hits. A single email shatters those dreams. In 2025, over 60% of student visa applications to Canada were rejected. That's not just a number. It represents thousands of students facing heartbreak and uncertainty. But what if you could be among those who succeed? What if you knew the secrets to building a flawless application, one that stands out even in the toughest year on record? In this video, we'll break down exactly what's changed, why so many are being refused, and the proven steps you can take to give your Canadian dream its best possible chance. Stay with us, because the path may be challenging, but with the right guidance, your study journey is still within reach. Let's quickly recap the key points. Prepare your documents meticulously, prove your financial stability, and clearly demonstrate your intent to return home. Stay updated with the latest requirements and always be honest in your application. For more tips and updates, stay connected and subscribe to our channel. Did you know that in 2025, over 60% of Canada's student visa applications were rejected? Let that sink in for a moment. That's more than half of all applicants. These aren't just statistics. They represent thousands of individual dreams, countless hours of hard work, and significant financial investments, all culminating in a heartbreaking rejection email. For so many, the path to studying in Canada has become a minefield of uncertainty and anxiety. That number's been making a lot of students anxious, and honestly, I understand why. The landscape of Canadian student immigration has fundamentally changed. The old rules, the old strategies, many of them no longer apply. It feels like the goalposts have been moved overnight, leaving many aspiring students confused and fearful. So let's talk about what's really going on, cut through the noise, and get to the facts. We need to understand these new challenges not as roadblocks, but as hurdles we can prepare for and overcome. And most importantly, let's talk about what you can do to build a rock-solid application and avoid being part of that statistic. Because while the numbers are daunting, a successful application is still very much possible with the right knowledge and preparation. First, the rules have changed. And I don't mean slightly tweaked, I mean they've been completely overhauled. The Canadian government has set a national cap of 437,000 study permits. This cap is a major change, limiting the total number of new international students who can come to Canada. The single biggest change is the introduction of the Provincial Attestation Letter, or PL. This is a brand new, absolutely mandatory document. Before you can even apply for your study permit, you must have a PAL from the province where your designated learning institution is located. The PAL is how provinces confirm you fit within their share of this cap. Essentially, the federal government has set a national cap on new students, and this letter is the province's way of confirming that you fit within their allotted number. No PAL, no application. It's the new first gate you must pass. Canada has tightened its requirements across the board, and in a move that affects millions, they've even closed the Student Direct Stream program. For years, the SDS was a lifeline for students from countries like India, China, Vietnam, and Pakistan, offering expedited processing in as little as 20 days. That fast track is now gone. Everyone, regardless of their country of origin, is now in the same general stream, which means longer wait times for everyone. That means every application is being checked more closely than ever. With the backlog of applications growing, officers are under pressure. They are looking for perfectly prepared files, small mistakes or missing documents. Things that might have been overlooked or resulted in a request for more information in the past are now grounds for immediate refusal. A typo in your date of birth, a form you forgot to sign, a missing page from a bank statement, a document that wasn't properly translated, these are no longer minor issues. They now matter a lot. Think of it from the officer's perspective. With thousands of files to review, any application that isn't 100% complete and accurate is an easy one to set aside. Your attention to detail is a reflection of your seriousness as an applicant. They now matter a lot. Think of it from the officer's perspective. With thousands of files to review, any application that isn't 100% complete and accurate is an easy one to set aside. Your attention to detail is a reflection of your seriousness as an applicant. Now, let's move to the single biggest reason for visa refusals, year after year: financial proof. The standards here have not just been tightened, they've been dramatically increased. You have to show you can afford not just tuition, but living expenses too. And that living expense requirement has more than doubled, jumping from $10,000 to $22,895 for a single applicant, on top of your first year of tuition fees. If your bank statements look weak, that's a problem. And weak doesn't just mean a low balance. The most common mistake is something called funds parking, a large sum of money suddenly appearing in your account right before you apply. Visa officers are trained to spot this. They need to see a history, typically 4 to 6 months of statements, showing that the funds are stable and legitimately available to you. A sudden, unexplained deposit raises questions about the origin of the money and whether it's truly yours to use. Or if your sponsor's income doesn't add up, that can be a red flag. The officer will conduct a thorough review of your sponsor's financial profile. They'll scrutinize their income tax returns, employment letter, pay stubs, and business documents. If the sponsor's declared income doesn't logically support the amount of funds they are providing for your education, it undermines their credibility and the legitimacy of your financial support. Every number has to tell a consistent and believable story. Another big reason, this one is more subjective but just as critical: your intent to return. A study permit is, by definition, temporary. The visa officer must be convinced that you are a genuine student who will leave Canada at the end of your authorized stay. Your intent to return is demonstrated through your ties to your home country. If the visa officer has even a slight suspicion that your primary goal is to immigrate rather than study, your chances of rejection go way up. They are trained to look for dual intent, but you must first and foremost prove your student intent is genuine. This is where so many applications fail. It's not enough to just say you'll go back. You have to prove it with compelling evidence. So, your statement of purpose should clearly explain your ties to your home country, like family obligations, property ownership, and concrete job opportunities. This document is your only chance to speak directly to the officer and make your case. It needs to be a logical, persuasive narrative. Explain you chose this specific program at this specific university in Canada, and most importantly, how it directly links to a clear and detailed career plan. Connect the dots for the officer. Show them that this Canadian education is a strategic investment for a future that is firmly planted at home. The single most important question your visa application needs to answer is, why will you return home? It's a question of intent, and you prove it by demonstrating strong ties to your home country. This goes far beyond just saying you have family. Think of it as painting a picture of a life you are eager to return to. Yes, show your deep family connections, not just with photos, but perhaps by highlighting your role as a caregiver for aging parents or your responsibility for younger siblings. Do you own property? Are you an active member of a local community group or religious organization? These are all anchors that tie you to your home. A job offer is powerful, but its strength lies in the details. A generic letter won't cut it. A compelling offer comes from a reputable company, clearly states your position upon return, and ideally shows a career trajectory that is enhanced by your Canadian education. Even better is a letter from your current employer granting you a study leave, with a guaranteed senior position waiting for you. This demonstrates a clear, pre-planned path, and your career plans, articulated in your statement of purpose, are the glue that holds this all together. Don't just say you'll come back and get a job. Be specific. Name the companies you aspire to work for. Describe the skills gap in your home country's industry that your Canadian degree will help you fill. Explain how your new knowledge will contribute to your community or national economy. You're not just applying for a visa, you're presenting a business case for your future. Now let's talk about the foundation of your application, the paperwork. And please, don't underestimate the power of clean, complete, and meticulously organized documents. Visa officers review hundreds of applications. Yours needs to be effortless to read and impossible to fault. A simple mistake can lead to an immediate rejection, often without a chance to correct it. We're talking about more than just a small typo or forgetting to sign a form, though those are critical. Common pitfalls include inconsistent dates across different documents, spelling your own name differently, using an outdated application form, or failing to provide certified translations for documents not in English or French. Each of these can be a fatal flaw. A messy, incomplete, or disorganized application sends a clear message. This applicant is not serious, not detail-oriented, and may not be a successful student. Don't let your dream be derailed by a preventable administrative error. Double-check everything, then have someone else check it for you. So, with all this in mind, how can you actively improve your chances of success? It begins with diligent personal research. Start by going directly to the source. The official Canadian immigration website, canada.ca. Immigration policies can and do change frequently. Don't rely on old forum posts or advice from a friend who applied last year. You need the latest, most accurate requirements for the study permit path, whichever applies to you. Next, be brutally honest with your documents and your story. This is non-negotiable. Honesty means creating a narrative that makes sense. Your chosen program in Canada must be a logical progression from your previous education and work experience. If you're a business graduate applying for a data science program, you must clearly and convincingly explain why you are making this pivot and how it connects to your long-term career goals back home. If you have a gap in your study or work history, address it head-on in your letter of explanation. Trying to hide something is far more damaging than explaining it truthfully. Misrepresentation can lead to a 5-year ban from applying to Canada, so the stakes are incredibly high. If you are called for an interview, practice is essential, but this isn't about memorizing a script. It's about internalizing your own story so you can communicate it clearly and confidently. Anticipate the key questions. Why Canada and not another country? Why this specific university and program? How will you support yourself financially without working illegally? And crucially, what are your detailed plans after graduation? Practice your answers out loud. Record yourself on your phone to check your body language and tone. You want to be confident, but stay genuine. The officer is trained to spot rehearsed, insincere answers. And if you're feeling overwhelmed by the complexity of it all, it's okay to ask for help. But be incredibly careful who you ask. A qualified, regulated Canadian immigration consultant can be a valuable guide. You can verify their credentials on the College of Immigration and Citizenship Consultants website. They can help you navigate the process, but they cannot guarantee a visa. Be wary of anyone who promises success or suggests you bend the truth. These unauthorized ghost consultants can jeopardize your entire future in Canada. Let's be clear, getting your Canadian student visa isn't easy. The process is rigorous for a reason, but it is absolutely possible. Success hinges on meticulous preparation and a clear, honest, and compelling application that leaves no room for doubt. Consider the story of a student we'll call David. His first application was rejected because his study plan was vague. He was disheartened, but he didn't give up. He requested his officer's notes, saw the weakness, and reapplied. This time he included a detailed 5-year career plan complete with letters of interest from potential employers in his home country, demonstrating the tangible demand for his new skills. His second application was approved. His success wasn't luck, it was strategy. Don't give up on your dream. Just get smarter about how you chase it. Treat your application like the most important project of your life. Be thorough, be honest, and be strategic. Your journey to a Canadian classroom is a marathon, not a sprint. But with the right approach, you can cross that finish line. You've got this. Before you go, let's recap the most important steps for a successful Canadian student visa application. First, prove your intent to return home with strong, specific ties. Think, family responsibilities. Property, clear career path. Second, make your application bulletproof. Organize your documents. Double-check every detail. Third, ensure your program choice makes sense. Ensure your story makes sense. Always be honest about your journey. And finally, prepare for your interview. Seek help only from qualified professionals. Remember, your application is more than paperwork. It's your story. Take the time to get it right. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for more expert tips and real-life success stories. Drop your questions in the comments, and let's keep your dream moving forward together.